Hello. Hello! My name is Vanessa, the walrus. Vanessa Walrus. Vanessa. Hi, welcome to me. This is my first video. My name is Vanessa. This is Frida. Frida. I have a story time for you today. Just cleaning your eye things. Yes, you can lick them like the weirdo that you are. I just want to talk to you today about my dog Frida. I love Frida. Frida's amazing. But sometimes Frida, or the fact that I have Frida, can be very, very, very frustrating. Today, we were walking on our walk, as we always do. You know, I walk her like in the morning and in the afternoon, before work, after work. And I'm like catching this kind of poopy smell, and I'm like, ew, like that does not smell nice. I do not enjoy the smell. Did I step in poop? So it smells like poop. And I'm walking, and I'm like, Frida, we stop and she pees, and I'm like looking at my shoes, and I'm like, no, I didn't step in poop. Frida isn't pooping. It does not look like there's poop within our vicinity. But we're walking along, and there's a car. We're walking along hedges. And, the smell isn't going away, and it's sort of like this long row, because it's around a parking lot that's on a square. I'm thinking, is there fresh mulch on the ground? Is that a thing? Was this recently, tended to? And we get like basically this corner, and there I do see, I'm like, oh, okay, so there is like new mulch. It's manure. That's why it smells like poop. It's because it's poop, and it's for the flowers and all this stuff and the fertilizer. So then Frida starts, walking onto the floral bed, and I'm thinking like, well, she's probably gonna go pee. And yes, I know, maybe not the best place for me to let her pee, but I live in a small apartment that does not have a yard, so God forbid I let my dog pee in a floral bed. I am sorry. At least I clean up her shit when she sits, okay? Like, unlike other people in this city. Side story. So anyway, she's climbing on this floral bed, and I'm like, oh, okay, do your thing, whatever, I'll wait. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, and I'm like, She starts rubbing her face in the manure. Frida, oh my God, I just rubbed your face all over my face. Oh my God. Gross. Dogs can oftentimes rub themselves into stinky, smelly things. The reason can be that dogs can be rubbing themselves in this scent in order to bring it back to their pack and be like, hey, like, I found this cool smell. You should smell it. And, the other dogs will be like, oh, cool, like, interesting smell. And then, even sometimes the dogs will trace the smell back to the original source. So, domestic dogs, as in my Chihuahua, can oftentimes do this behavior even though they don't have other packs. Like, I'm Frida's, like, alpha, whatever. She did this another time, but with poop, like bird poop. Not regular bird poop, but American coot poop. It's like green. It looks like a duck, but it's small, and it's got a black body. And if you were a regular person who wasn't into birding, you'd say it was a duck. But because I know, I'm saying it's an American coot. So I was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe, this happens to you. Now you're dirty and you need a bath. But really, she didn't get that dirty because she only rubbed her face in it like twice before I like pulled her out of the bed, basically. So I was like, I wanted to rant about it, and I was going to make a Snapchat story, but I was like, fuck it, I'll just make a video and like Hi, welcome to me. This is my first video. Welcome. One thing about my dog, she eats everything. Anything and everything that she can get, she will eat. Doesn't matter what it is, she will eat it. When I walk Frida, I oftentimes will look at the ground around her, in front of her, you know, and see what's around. I have to be very vigilant because she'll eat. She'll eat anything. So I have to look and see what's around her. So I'm constantly checking the ground, and I see that, well, it looks like a bottle cap, so I don't think much of it. And she starts to kind of sniff it. So I'm about to say leave it, which is like her command for like, hey, like, stop paying attention to whatever you're paying attention to and pay attention to me. Let's say that, and then she eats it. But it's not a bottle cap. It is a chocolate snow cap. Dogs don't eat chocolate or sugar. But my dog loves to eat it. And of course she does. So many dogs in general like sweet things. So of course my dog likes sweet things. So she's got this bottle cap in her, and I'm like, you know, and then people laugh because people always see what happens because they live in town and it's summer, so there's a lot of people around, and they always see. So I basically am like on my knees and I like grab her mouth and I'm like, I'm like prying it open and like fish hooking my hand to get it out, but it's been outside and it was sunny, so it was mostly melted. So, you know, I only got a portion of it out, got it all over my hands, put it on my, you know, took a picture. I took a picture of the poop. I will show the picture of the poop so you can see what I'm talking about. But yes, I took a picture of my hands and I Snapchatted it because it's just frustrating. I have to carry around, I always carry around extra poop bags, and now I have to start carrying around extra napkins because Frida keeps putting things in her mouth that are not supposed to be in her mouth, and then I therefore have to put my fingers in her mouth. They don't need to be in her mouth. That's not a thing. Like, you know, I don't just casually shove my fingers down her mouth, but I have to, you know. So now I've got chocolate all over my hands and I don't have a napkin around. But, you know, thankfully I'm like right outside the lobby door, so I just go in and, you know, wash off. But that's that. You know, the only reason why we were walking there, like by the mulch stuff anyway, is because, no, I can't even. I usually love to walk Frida along the levee. There's this river, and you know, there's like a nice little dog like walkway. It's just like a regular walkway. They allow dogs on leashes, and you know, you can bike and run there. But recently, in like the past couple weeks, I'd say probably, there has been a large drum circle that has decided to make that their spot. And there's this big tree. I really only walk on the levee for a little bit because my dog doesn't like to walk a lot. She's got little legs and she'll walk very far. She just walks to go to the bathroom. And they have a bunch of dogs. Great for them. Great if they want to sit there. No problem. You have a right to be wherever the fuck you want. But I also have a right to fucking walk my dog where I want, as long as I'm within leash laws, dog law, whatever, you know. They have a bunch of dogs. Very, very sweet, loving creatures. You know, that's not the issue here. The issue is that there's one in particular that they don't always hold on to. They kind of, it has a leash, but they just let it go. And you're not supposed to have your dogs off leash there, but they don't give a fuck, apparently. And their dog, and I've seen this dog do it to other dogs, will charge at all dogs that walk by there. And it's like all the other dogs will either, like, you know, even if they are off leash, they kind of like, they'll look at it, but they won't approach it. But this one, charging up to it, running back and forth around this dog, in this dog's face. My dog had to go. We had to do dog training. Like a lot of small dogs, she had small dog syndrome, where she was like aggressive with them, and you know, she didn't like them. She couldn't even see dogs. Eye contact with her and dogs is a trigger. She just kind of boom. She goes in that wah, wah, wah stage where she just can't even hear what I'm saying. So, you know, I've gone to training and teaching her, you know, before she gets into the state, you know, to warn her and just kind of be like, you know, there's a dog there. I'm telling you to leave it alone. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Just look at me, you know, and just feeding her treats to be like, yes, this is what I want. This is what I like. So all that goes out the window with this dog, because this dog, you know, she'll just gets all, like, this is Frida and this is the dog. This dog just gets all up in her face and just and then Frida's just kind of like and she doesn't want to walk because she can't. Why the fuck would she want to walk when there's this thing, this huge dog charging at her, because she's like this big compared to a dog that's like this big. And no one, like, it's a huge jump circle. They're all like, oh, la, 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 la. Meanwhile, this dog is tormenting everyone else on the levee. And it's a very sweet dog. It's not like it's aggressive to people or aggressive to the dog. It just wants to play. It's a puppy. I understand. What I do not understand and what I do not tolerate is how you know that your dog does this, and does this to every dog that comes onto the levee, and yet you don't keep your fucking dog on a leash. Like, your dog doesn't have outside manners, okay? You don't have outside manners. No, really, it's not even just the dog. It's you. It's you for failing to teach your dog the outside manners, and for failing to restrain your dog when it exhibits said outside not manners. I can't even talk anymore. And this is just what I get for wanting a dog. And, you know, by trying to be a responsible dog owner, I now have to deal with all the unresponsible dog owners. And all these people, none of these people fucking clean up the dog shit. I know it, because as soon as they started, like, getting there's like way more dog shit on the levee than there used to be. There are a lot of dog owners who, you know, are not drum circle people, who seem like perfectly normal people and are not, because they leave their dog shit everywhere. Even there's like doggy bags, because it's like a dog, it's a place you're allowed to walk your dog, so there's like doggy bag stations, but they don't fucking use them, you know. And I'm just kind of like, clean up your dog shit. That shit gets into the water table, it contaminates the soil, it doesn't biodegrade fast enough because there's too much of it within like a square mile radius for that to be like naturally compostable. It's disgusting, and people step on it, like other dogs smell it, and some, you know, that is my rant about my dog rubbing her face and shit. That is my rant about my dog eating shit. Oh, that's the other thing that I was going to complain about. Fucking people who throw food on the ground, especially when it's like, here's the food you threw on the ground, and here is the trash can. Like, hello? You missed the trash can entirely. Pick up your damn shit. This is just my thing. I was just like, it's getting dark now, and I think I've talked enough about stupid dog problems. I love you, but I still love Frida. She's still my favorite. Yes, you are my favorite. Yes, and I am her favorite, right? Thank you for the kisses. Like poop poop. You know, she's probably not gonna go poop because she pooped this morning. Frida has a very tight pooping regimen. If you were able to watch this whole thing, and if you actually watched this whole thing, then thank you. Congratulations, and I hope, Frida, bye-bye. 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 Hi, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye. Hope you have a great weekend. Like, poop poop.